Hey, what's up guys, Adrian here, and today I'm going to be bringing you something that may be slightly different, something that you wouldn't normally see on my channel, but it's something that I'm interested in, and so I'm trying to look at doing more of these type videos. I love technology, whatever form that it takes, and cameras is obviously something that I use on a day-to-day basis, and obviously something that is essential to create my content. And so I've been exploring different options, and obviously mirrorless technology is something that's new, it's something that's the future, and I wanted to get my hands on something that would, I guess, give me a taste of what that would look like. And so I reached out to Panasonic, and they've been kind enough to loan me this camera. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is not a seated camera. I didn't pay for this camera. I have to send it back, unfortunately. So this is my honest opinion. And I'm going to be trying out this camera, and I'm going to do an unboxing video now to give you a look at what's in the box, what the camera looks like, and then I'm also going to be doing a review specific to what I do in terms of sneakers, and we're looking at the features that are important to me. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the camera. Let's have a look at what we got. So this is, I don't know if this is a kit lens option, but it's obviously boxed and the pictures are all there. So I haven't actually seen this retail package available in New Zealand online as of yet, but maybe I haven't looked hard enough. But this is the G9, Lumix G9, and it comes with the Leica 12 to 60 millimeter 2.8. This is a micro 4/3 camera, and it's also a mirrorless camera. I'm going to flick the box around this way, and hopefully you guys can get a good view of what's coming out. First of all, we've got the manual, essential to read that sucker. There's so many different features in this camera, it's packed full, so important to read the manual. Of course, we have a camera strap that says Lumix G9 on it if you want to flex and get that thing out and also not drop and break your camera. It's important. Next up, this is, I think that this cable is for the charger. Seems like sort of a USB cable, another USB cable, which I'm guessing is to connect the camera to your laptop or whatever. The charger bit that the battery slides into, leave that in the plastic. Next up we have the camera, the charger plug, sorry. So all the essentials, and then let's get into the good stuff. Start with the lens. So this lens does come with a lens hood, which is really nice. Always great, you know, just protects you. It's like an extra layer of protection, I really see it as, in case you drop your camera or bump your camera, you're not knocking the glass, you're going to hit this. And this is a really solid feeling lens cap, which is really nice. I think it's plastic, but it just feels good, you know what I mean? And you would expect that from a Leica lens. So here is the lens. It's actually a really good looking lens. As I said, the 12 to 60, and I think the aperture range on this is 2.8 to around 4, I think. But I'll drop all those details in the comments, and I'll probably put somewhere in this video all the specs that are really essential and the specs that are important to me. This does have an image stabilization built in on this lens as well, with a switch for manual or autofocus. Yeah, so this isn't a constant aperture, unfortunately. What I love about my Sigma Art lens is that it is a constant aperture, which is one of the things that really drew me to it. I'm using the 17 to 35, I believe it is, which is a constant aperture 1.8, which is super handy, gives you that nice blurry background. Also, this lens does extend when it zooms, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. It's a really nice lens, and I'm betting the image quality on it's going to be great. And then last but not least, the star of the show, the camera body. I'll get that box out the way. Here it is. So first impressions of this camera is that it does feel quite heavy for what I thought a mirrorless camera would feel like, which is actually a good thing. I want my camera to feel a bit robust. The build quality does feel really nice and look really nice. It's got a flip out screen, which is really handy, something I use all the time, especially with sneaker photography. I like to get a really low angle and actually get my camera is on the ground, and so I want to be able to flip up that screen and see what I'm taking photos of with product shots, or I'm taking on-feet shots of somebody else. Generally when I'm taking my own on-feet shots, I'm using the Wi-Fi feature, which this camera does have, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I'd be really interested to see what that Panasonic app is like, because the Canon app's pretty good, to be honest. And so that's going to be something that's essential to me. Just going around the camera, on this side we have a microphone input, which is really good, and it's got the hot shoe mount over there. It's got a headphone jack as well, which is obviously very handy for those that are doing video work, to be able to plug your headphones in and get a clear read of what you're actually hearing. Then we have, it looks like a full HDMI port, so like not a micro HDMI, full HDMI, which is really handy, and that's really good. Obviously, if you want to have a little rig and you have a screen on top, just to give you a better view of what you're videoing, is really handy. And then it says charge, so it's like a USB charge, looks like it. So I'm guessing you could maybe run that on power, which is really cool. Then on the other side, something that's super handy is it's got a double SD card slot. Something you don't really find too often, I guess, or it is a higher end camera, so maybe you would expect that. But that's super handy, especially if you're doing video work, to be able to have two cards in there, especially if the one gets full, you got the next one rolling. Or you could run it as a backup. So especially I guess if you're shooting stuff like weddings, you want to make sure you're not missing that shot, and you never know what might happen. So having a backup straight away is super handy. Got that little red ring around the dial, which is really nice. From what I hear, that is signifying that this is a Panasonic flagship model. This particular camera is actually geared towards still photography, and hence the LCD screen on the top, which is really nice. I guess you don't really normally get that in a mirrorless camera, which makes it feel more like a DSLR, which is something that I'm used to, and I find it really handy on the top of my Canon 70D. It is, as I said, geared towards still photography, and so you're going to have the image sensor is really good. It's got a really good autofocus system, and it's got some other cool features, like there's a 80 megapixel or 80 megabyte, I think, still shot, which I think takes several shots and combines them together or something like that. It has to be of a still subject, but that could be really handy for people that want to do landscape photography and stuff like that, get a really high quality image. But yeah, it is geared towards still photography, but it also has all those great video features and stuff as well, which I think makes this camera so attractive. Obviously the GH5 is an amazing camera, especially for video that's like really acclaimed, and so this has got some great video features in it. It does 4K video, which means it's a bit more future-proof in terms of where we're heading towards. It also does 1080p and 180 frames a second slow-mo video, which is really cool. It doesn't take audio and things like that, but you wouldn't need to with that sort of thing. It'd be cool to get some B-roll shots and things like that, which is something I'm definitely going to try out. And so you've got some really great video features. There's also some built-in filters and things like that, both for photography and for video, which is something that I want to check out as well, which is really handy. Yeah, so it's a great camera. It does look really nice. It's a really attractive looking camera, and I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it. Yeah, if there's anything in particular that you want me to try out or look at, drop it in the comments, and hopefully I can get that. Those are some features I can hit for you. But yeah, that is it from me in terms of getting a fresh look at the camera and unboxing the camera. I guess just thinking over the camera, some of the features that really stand out to me are things that I've mentioned. The Wi-Fi is really important to me. Having obviously a great autofocus system and really good image quality, something that's important to me, which is really nice that this is geared towards still Wi-Fi, important because I do a lot of my shots myself, and so being able to control my camera remotely from an app is really important. But then there's also some things that I don't have on my camera that is really attractive to me. I feel like this would be a really good all-rounder in terms of being really good for video and creating content on YouTube and things like that, but then also being really good for stills. So that's what's attractive to me in terms of having the 4K capabilities, in terms of having those filters on the video to make your vlogs, I guess, have a real, like a really simple way to make to take your vlogs up a level. I'm not using Premiere Pro or anything like that. I'm still on iMovie. I'll get there. I guess this whole YouTube thing is something that I've just recently really started pushing. I've been on YouTube for a long time, but haven't really pushed my content. And so having those features is really attractive. In terms of price range, this camera is priced at around $2,800 here in New Zealand for the body alone. I'm not sure what the lens cost. But yeah, great camera. And really looking forward to getting your hands on. So hopefully you guys like this. If you want to see more of this sort of content, please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know in the comments. And until then, stay tuned for the review video and enjoy some shots as this video closes.